Yeah.
Thank you. This is going to be a very brief meeting tonight. We have Gina Cassidy joining our team through CCE. And Gina, we're going to go around the table, but you will be last. We'll introduce ourselves. You know Rachel, but I'm Ronnie Hardaway. I'm the mayor of the village. I'm also the CSC Task Force manager. And so I also chair the Greenway Committee, which those two things intersect a lot. So Simon, how about you next?
Hey Gina, I'm Simon and I'm a trustee with the village. So I've been with Climate Smart since its inception with Ronnie. I guess I've been working on the community solar campaign and now the community campaign for clean heating and cooling, working on a tree conservation and replacement local law for the village, which we hopefully can coordinate into climate smart communities also.
Okay, thanks, Simon. Lynn.
I'm Lynn Leopold. Hi, Gina. I'm a former trustee. I'm presently the chair of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I serve on a couple of other committees for the village, Water Resources Council, and some other stuff. But the climate committee has been a good one. It's a really good committee. We've gotten a lot done.
We're a small group, but we're deadly. Okay, Gina.
Yeah, my particular focus has been waste management.
Yeah, and she's been very helpful. Okay, Gina.
Okay, well, hi everyone. I am, as of September, the new Clean Energy Communities Coordinator for Broome, Chenango, Delaware, and Tompkins counties. And it is my goal to get as many communities the grant money from this program as possible and to be as helpful as you need me to be, and back off when you want me to back off. And I know that you've been working with Rachel and
Yes.
Smart Communities, and that program dovetails into our program. So the work that you do in the Climate Smart Communities will earn 600 points in the Clean Energy Communities program.
Right. And just to give a little bit more detail, Gina is Terry Carroll's replacement, since Terry moved up into the county sustainability officer role. So Gina, we relied on Terry quite a bit, and Rachel obviously has helped us tremendously. The village Climate Smart Communities has a slightly different process. By virtue of how we started, our work that we do within the team has to be submitted to our board of trustees and approved through them before we can submit them as artifacts related to either the Climate Smart Communities or what is it? Clean communities.
Clean energy, yep.
Yeah, clean energy. So that's the only real difference. But like I said, Simon and Lynn actually have done a lion's share of work on this.
Simon's done most of it.
Yes, I have to agree. Simon has done most of it, and unfortunately, we're going to lose Simon around April because he and his wife Monica are moving out of the village, so he will no longer be a trustee and won't be on our task force. So we'll have to find a replacement, and it's going to be hard to lose. Also, Simon and Monica are neighbors of mine on Dart Drive, just a few houses down the street. So I hate to lose them that way too, but wish them the best. So we will have some changes upcoming. We've done a pretty good job with our greenhouse gas emissions and our government for government operations. And what was the other one? Oh gosh, Rachel, remind me. Greenhouse
Climate Action Plan.
Climate Action Plan. Thank you. Yeah, that 1 month off. That's all it took for me to forget. So I think that from the village's standpoint, other than the smaller, and I put those in quotes, task is our natural resources inventory. We'll kind of start driving toward that because that picks up a lot of information and gives us guidance in sustainability and green energy and environmental impact and so forth. So that's probably the next big task on our radar. But we won't set plans for that or anything until after the first of the year. I just wanted to get together tonight so that we could introduce ourselves and kind of get you prepared. You've already started sharing information with us, and I appreciate that. And where I need to, I will pass it along to our task force members and possibly the trustees. There's certain topics they might be interested in too. And then in January, we will try to meet and sort of set our goals for 2022. So that's really all I had for tonight. If nobody else has anything, no questions or comments or anything, we can
I have a few
adjourn.
slides if you were interested in seeing them.
That's great. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good.
You
Yeah.
will
Hey,
give me
everyone, I'm
permission?
gonna have to run out really early because I have another meeting double booked, but super excited for January. Let me know if you have any questions before then. Also excited to help you on the NRI and
Okay.
tree conservation things. So just let
All
me
right.
know and
Okay,
have a
Rachel.
good happy holidays. Bye.
Happy holidays to you too. Safe and happy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Gina.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Can
I've
you
got to give
enable
you.
me? Yep.
Yeah, I've got to. Sorry, I forgot. You should be ready now. Let me double check that it took. Yeah, you can share now.
Okay, can you see that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm not sure how much background you have in this particular program. Sounds like you've been really involved in the climate smart communities, but not as involved in this one. So in support of the 2019 New York State Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, clean energy community grants are available. So this is the second round of this program. And so if you had grants in the first round, this is a new round and you start over again.
Okay.
So there are three kinds of grants. We have designation grants, we have point-based grants, and we have action grants, and they do overlap. So for example, if you get a high impact action that's going towards your designation grant, it can also go towards a point-based grant. And if you're going for an action grant, it also goes towards a point-based grant.
Okay.
So what we try to do for the first thing is to get communities to complete 4 high impact actions to get an initial grant of $5,000. And your climate smart communities would be one of them. I don't know how far along you are in that, but that would be possible. Let's see, what else do I want to say here? I don't want to rush through. For your point-based grants, they are cumulative. So once you reach 3,000 points, you get $10,000. 4,000 points is 20,000, 5,000 is 70,000.
And those are competitive, right? You're competing for a pool of money, or is
technically there's a limit, but we are not anywhere close to that pool being tapped out.
Okay.
And this program goes through 2025. I would not recommend waiting that long.
No.
Yeah. So there are 2 action grants. Those are community campaigns, which you can do for solar or EV purchases or clean heating and cooling campaigns. And then there's New York Stretch, which is a more stringent energy code that you would adopt. It's about 11% more stringent than the New York code.
Okay.
And those are worth an additional $5,000 in addition to the points. Okay, so my little guy here is saying, what's the catch? And of course, the catch is that specific actions are required and documentation has to be submitted. So some of these things are very intuitive and some of them are not. And my job is to help you through anything that's confusing and there are plenty of things that are confusing and to give you step-by-step help in doing this. So don't ever be, hesitant to ask me, what I don't understand this, or could you help me submit this? That's what I'm for. That's what I'm here for. So This just details the different high impact actions that you can take
Right.
and the grants that you're eligible for if you take those actions.
Okay.
This is a list of the high impact actions and the points that they get. So our point system, different from a CSC, is 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And some of these actions, are a few points and some are quite a lot of points, like the community choice aggregation and the New York stretch are worth quite a lot of points. So
What is community choice aggregation?
So this is when you pool together with other communities and negotiate with your energy source provider for better rates. And you can also negotiate for green 100% renewable energy if that's what you want to do. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lynn and Gina, the county is, the Tompkins County Council of Governments is looking at a way of having a shared service sort of how to set up a community choice aggregation with certain providers. So that's ongoing. That at some point, if we decide to go that route, a lot of the legwork as far as selecting a potential manager, et cetera, to help guide us through CCA will have already been done. So at some point we can look at that. Right now it's too early. So
right. Yeah, so that's great. So I think it's the city and the town of Ithaca that are negotiating with this. What's it called? We call it an administrator
yes, for
you to get the best rates, to get the best deal.
Right, and we will have after that we will have a path for how to follow that path and get a manager for the village if we so choose.
Yep. The first thing to do, if you're really interested in that, is to pass a law or a resolution that gives your committee the power to do this.
Right.
I can send you a template whenever you're ready. Just let me know. A lot of these things I have templates for laws and for agreements and stuff.
Okay.
So the four things, I know you're already doing the climate smart community. So these are other things that you can do that are kind of low hanging fruit. Do you have overhead street lights or decorative street lights?
I think we are there.
Yeah,
yes.
we probably are already there.
Well, all you have to do for this action is to fill out a spreadsheet that you can fill out saying what you've got and submit that, and that will count towards a high impact action.
Okay.
Excuse me. It'll have to be 50% of your lights, or if you only have very few lights, it has to be at least 10.
I think we're probably up into the mid 90%.
Okay.
I think that's what the latest is.
And this can be two actions, can split into two actions because the decorative streetlights and the Cobra Head streetlights are considered two different actions.
No,
So
we're talking Cobra Head. Decorative, I don't know if we have any really decorative lights.
Well, the North Trip Hammer lights are probably the decorative lights. They're not Cobra Heads.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and we do have some on our campus too.
Yeah, the Cobra Head is standard street light with that great sort of arching arm.
Yeah, thanks for that clarification.
Yeah.
You're right. We do have a few.
Okay, and so then the benchmarking. So a lot of these things are administrative that I'm going to suggest to you right now. Like the benchmarking is where you pass a resolution saying that you are going to keep track of municipal buildings' energy use and post those.
I do that now.
Excellent. Okay, so we just have to put it in a format that NYSERDA will recognize to give you credit.
Okay.
Energy code enforcement training. Your building code enforcement officer attends a one-day training that is free, that is put on by NYSERDA, and we are in the works of getting a 2022 first quarter training set up. And I can let you know. I can let you know when that's there, and we can sign up your code enforcement officer.
Okay, good. Thank you.
The Unified Solar Permit is a standard legislation so that if someone wants to put up a solar panel, say on their house, on their property, that you don't. There's there's one permit that everyone uses and you don't have to rewrite it every time somebody wants to do it. So
Okay.
that's
We are-
kind of low hanging fruit too, because you don't actually have to get anybody to do it. You just have to have the permit written and the legislation passed.
Okay.
Okay, so these 4 actions would get you the $5,000 community designation grant. And then the points, like, let's see, I didn't add up the points, but we can look at the LED streetlights are worth, the Cobra heads are worth 700 points. Decorative are worth 200 points.
Okay.
The benchmarking is worth, what is that? 100 points. There's
Okay.
also a lot of these actions have actions that follow from them.
Right.
So for example, if you did the initial benchmarking, as long as after that you load up 2 years worth of data, and that's the advanced benchmarking, and that's worth 200 points.
Yeah, I've got 2 years of data now.
That's also considered a separate action. So
Okay.
that would be, yeah, that would be one of the 4 if you wanted to do that. Energy code enforcement training, I mentioned that already. 200 points.
Mhm.
Certified solar permit is worth 200 points.
Okay.
And I can walk you through, through all the stages of this.
Right. At some point, you just need to make sure that we're going the right direction and with the right words to be sure that it's submitted properly and accepted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And so, yeah, so the goal, I suggest that apart from you getting your clean climate or communities designation, that your secondary goal be to become a designated clean energy community.
Correct. Right.
Scorecard that's online. You see that now? So once when you start earning points, this counter goes up.
Right.
Sort of like a competition where they list the leader. There's leaders listed.
I see.
So we have
Okay.
regional leaders and we have statewide leaders.
Right.
Okay, so that's like sort of my brief overview of that. I know, of course, there's much more detail for me to explain.
Of course. Of course. Yes.
I'd be happy to do that as we go along with the program.
Yeah, I agree. Send me any information you have for those 4 points, including when you. I know that the energy training for code enforcement has not been set up yet, so we just need to be informed when that's ready, and I'll let our code enforcement officer know that he can sign up for that. We've just been waiting for a new session to be offered, and they haven't with the pandemic.
Yeah, so I will let you know as soon as I know about that.
Okay. All right. So we're in a pretty good shape on those 4.
Yeah,
except
it
for the
sounds like
training.
you've actually done a lot, just haven't filed very much.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially for CEC.
I sent you all a points estimator, which is sometimes a good way to keep track of your progress, what you're doing, and what your goals are. We can work with that if you want, or you can work with that internally, however you want to do it.
All right. Yeah.
I'm here to help you. That's
Okay.
so I'd be happy to help.
Typically, as the chair, I've been responsible for getting everything submitted properly, and let everyone else just do all the hard work, and I'll take all the credit. So that's just the way I work.
I don't think that's quite true, Ronnie.
You're going to end up with very
A lot of
few
work.
collaborators.
You're doing plenty of heavy lifting.
Yeah, we're losing Simon, so it's shrinking already. He's learned.
Yeah.
So
Well, we need another member of our committee. I don't know how we're going to do that, but
we will find
we'll
someone.
recruit
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
I'll still be around through
Until
probably
April.
this time next year. I just won't be a trustee, so I can.
You
still
won't
do
be a
other
trustee.
things.
Yeah, you can still participate in the task force if you're willing to, Simon. You just can't be a voting member at that point. So, but that's not a big deal.
Yep.
That's totally up to you. But
You can go out and collect signatures too.
No, I'd be happy to continue on until we're out. So
that would be great. That would be great. I appreciate it. Thank you, Gina. That just helps clarify the things that have been in the back of my mind to start submitting things to CEC. So if you will send me those things, I will get started on that over the holidays. And then if I have questions, I'll just contact you. And
What I've been
we'll get it
doing
all
late,
done.
what I've been doing lately is putting each action into one separate email so that when you want to look up what are the steps of that particular action, will that work for you?
Absolutely. That's what I like. I just use my search bar on my email reader constantly. So find this for me. Remind me what I'm supposed to do. So
That's the way I
Absolutely.
think too. So I'll do
good. Yeah, we'll be right. We'll be in sync then. Okay.
Well, thank
Anything?
you for inviting me to the meeting.
You're welcome, and it's nice to meet you. Look forward to working with you, you and Rachel. Lynn, do you or Simon have anything else for tonight? Okay.
Nope, I'm
Not
good.
particularly, so
Merry Christmas, happy
Safe
holidays.
you guys, if you're driving, boy. I
We'll
would
be
love
careful.
to-
We're always careful.
Yeah, I know you are. Just don't
So-
get caught in the dust storm. I mean, the weather's been completely screwball out there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. One of the last times we went to Colorado, there was a windstorm, ice and snow and windstorm right after we arrived. And going back, we were counting like 20 between 20 and 25 semi trucks, trailers
Well, this is-
overturned off on
That's what
in the
happened
median.
yesterday. Yeah, especially going down
Yeah.
toward Albuquerque. Apparently on I-25, a whole bunch of trucks blew over. They were
That
getting
would-
100-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop it. If you go
Yeah.
through Nebraska, Kansas, there's nothing to stop that wind.
Yeah,
And northern New Mexico is the same way,
Yeah.
at least outside of the Rockies that cut down through there. So
those are wicked winds.
yeah, they are
So,
wicked.
yeah,
We'll be
don't get
careful.
on The road.
All right.
All right.
Everyone have good holidays, and
Yeah.
we will see each other in January. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Good
Okay.
night.
Good night.
Bye.